Recognizes the gentleman from Illinois, Mr. Quigley, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As we stand here on the House floor, Ukrainians are bravely defending their country against an illegal invasion by Russian forces ordered by Vladimir Putin. We have seen hospitals attacked, mothers and children crushed by the rubble. We have seen civilians fleeing this tragic conflict via humanitarian corridors agreed to by the Russian government, attacked by Russian troops. We have seen a theater turn shelter with the word children clearly displayed, reduced to rubble. The blood of all these innocents lost in the senseless wars on the hands of one man, Vladimir Putin. And Ukrainians are standing up to this tyrant. They are fighting to stop the advance of an autocratic leader who has launched an illegal, premeditated invasion. And yet, if you listen to certain prominent voices, you will hear some conservative leaders not condemning Vladimir Putin's war, not praising the heroism of Ukrainian President Zelensky, Ukrainian troops, and Ukrainian citizens. No, they are instead lauding the so-called genius of a violent, power-hungry dictator. There's a term we use in politics for people who propagandize for a cause whose goals they don't understand and who are then used by the cause's leaders. Useful idiots. I will not purport to know if the individuals who are praising Putin and spreading misinformation genuinely believe their own words. But I do know that Putin finds them useful. There is a concerningly long list of American conservatives who have turned themselves into Putin's useful idiots. When the invasion first began, one host claimed on his news show that Ukraine was not a democracy. This is the very same lie that Putin himself has used in the effort to justify his invasion of Ukraine. In fact, these comments were aired on Russian state television, and a member of the Russian Defense Ministry's public counsel said these remarks were excellent. Another conservative voice who has used her platform to criticize Zelensky and echo Russian propaganda, including a Kremlin talking point that Russians created Ukraine, which has been used to justify this invasion. Her social media posts have been amplified and shared by other Russian accounts. Even our own former president has praised Putin, calling the horrific invasion of Ukraine genius. And a member of this very body called President Zelensky a thug and the Ukrainian government incredibly evil. Exactly 2 weeks ago, every member of this body had the opportunity to hear from President Zelensky directly as he joined us virtually from Ukraine's capital. His bravery and courage were on full display. He is a hero. Vladimir Putin is a thug. And the repeating of these lies by American voices is playing into his hands. Aiding Putin in this way is not just disturbing because of the role it plays in enabling his messaging of this premeditated invasion. It also speaks to a broader trend among some American conservatives towards sympathizing with autocrats that should worry us all. Last year, I spoke before this body to condemn conservative American pundits who were praising Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban. Like Putin, Orban is an autocratic leader who wields strict control of the media, restricts LGBTQ rights, and suppresses free speech. At that time, I expressed my concern at what this may indicate about the growing sympathy for autocrats in our own country. Unfortunately, this latest trend of praising Putin and condemning Zelensky tells me the slide toward autocracy continues. Praise for autocratic leaders and what they represent is dangerous. At a time when political polarization has reached new heights and American vulnerability to misinformation is increasing, we cannot afford to watch anyone of influence, whether they be a member or a member of the media, peddle in propaganda. Conservatives should shake off the role of useful idiots and present Putin, this war, and all demagogic leaders as what they truly are. Vladimir Putin has poisoned journalists and jailed his opposition. He has bombed children's hospitals and schools. He has slaughtered innocents in Syria, and today he is murdering civilians in Ukraine. If this has not been enough, these useful idiots and their ilk, I urge them to find the red line Putin would have to cross. To the puppets that are on our screens, our social media, and the halls of Congress perpetrating his lies, I say enough. You are helping Putin in this war. You are helping him strip Ukrainians of their freedom. You are helping our own country slide further from democracy. Lincoln reminded us that we cannot escape history, that we will be remembered in spite of ourselves. In the end, history will remember those who stood up for the truth and the cowards
The gentleman's
who
time
did
has
not.
expired.
I yield back.